There was two different occasions I remember. I remember when one of my areas we were up, like kind of high up in the mountains. In Guatemala, like there's not insulation in the homes; they're all cinder block and cement. And there's like a week or two during the year that's like a little bit chillier. Usually it's not that bad. Maybe you'll put a sweater on, but usually not. But since we were up in kind of the mountains, I remember it was so cold. We'd walk around. I got a sweater, and walking around, it's not that bad because you're walking around and you're kind of active. But I remember a couple nights I went to sleep, and it was so cold inside of our house because it was like warmer than outside, but not that much warmer than outside. And I found this box of old clothing that had like a bunch of, like I found some wool socks that I put on, a really thick sweatshirt, and then I put a couple shirts on, and I slept, which is rare. I usually was always really hot in Guatemala, but that was something I remember that was kind of extreme. Usually every night we would sleep with a fan, depending on your area, but pretty much always just because it's hot and it's kind of humid to keep the air circulating. I remember in my first area that was really hot, the power had gone out like right before we went to bed. So we didn't have fans, and I remember I just sat in bed, like laying in my sweat. And then a couple hours later it came on, and I think I was asleep in like 2 minutes once the fan came back on, once we had electricity. And then I think most extreme weather in Guatemala is just the rain. I'm from Oregon, so it usually like sprinkles kind of all day during the time of the year that it rains. It's kind of like not that hard, but it'll rain, it'll kind of go off and then rain more. But in Guatemala, it like can be super sunny and hot. And then out of nowhere, all these clouds will roll in, and it'll just dump, like so hard. Sometimes I remember we're in lessons, and you just like can't hear each other, so you just wait until the rain stops, and then you start again once it stops. Like I think I said, the drainage is usually like not great in the streets. So I remember one time we were coming back from a lesson, going to our house, and it rained really hard, and all the streets were filled, and there was a bunch of cars passing. So you have your umbrella up, blocking from all the rain that's coming from above, but then when a car comes, it like splashes up all the puddle water on the street. So you like, for a split second when the car comes, you have to like get the umbrella down and then put it back up to block the splash, and then you block the rain. And then we're kind of like dodging puddles, and then a car comes and you have to do it again, and then get the rain from the top. So that's kind of the most thing you'll experience in Guatemala is just rain, and sometimes it comes out of nowhere and it'll be really hard. And yeah.